This is a question derived from number 16 on the Unit 3 AP Stats test. This question was in the true or false section and stated that the oldest patient in the study must be an influential point in the scatter plot. So if we look at the multiple choice, A states that point A must be an influential point in the scatter plot because it is the lowest point on the scatter plot. So if we look at point A, we can see that the correlation, or R, would be a line something like that. But if you took away A, you could see that the line doesn't necessarily change. So we could conclude that A is not an influential point. Moving on to multiple choice B, if we look at point B, we can also see that if it's taken out, R will also not change that much, which means that B is also not an influential point. If you take point A or point B out, R squared, and the slope won't necessarily change. Just because B is the highest point and A is the lowest point doesn't mean that they're both or either are influential. Knowing that neither A nor B are influential, we can cross out multiple choice D because that means that not all of the points are influential. So now we have to go to multiple choice C and check it to make sure that it is correct. So multiple choice C states that B is not an influential point because R will not change dramatically. Just as we did for part A and part B, we can just eyeball the graph and judge whether C is correct. So as we did for B, if we cover point B, we can see that the correlation won't change dramatically. Overall, taking out B will still leave the correlation as fairly strong, positive, and linear. Now we can be certain in saying that C is correct because B is not an influential point just because it is the highest in the scatter plot. If you are wondering what possible outliers could be, you could consider B being right here and A being down here, because then the slope of the line, R and R squared, would have to change to try to compensate for the two outliers. But since A and B are in these positions, neither are influential, and that is the end of question 16 in the AP Stats Unit 3 test.